this video, I want to introduce you a relatively unknown but vitally important unit, the Feuerschutzpolizei, or the Fire Protection Police, the main firefighter unit of Germany. As you could guess from the name, the unit became a part of the German police in 1938, and all German municipal professional fire brigades were transferred to the national police. The professional fire brigades that existed in the big German cities became part of the regulatory police, and the officers, NCOs and men were given police ranks. The previously red fire vehicles and blue uniforms were also replaced by green fire vehicles and green uniforms. This integration was a serious step in the preparation for an upcoming war and was intended to provide the basis for a nationwide and effective defense against damage, especially in the case of expected enemy air raids. From 1938 to 1941, 6 mobile and motorized fire police regiments of the Fire Protection Police were set up by the main office of the police. Under the impression of the consequences of the German air raids on Warsaw, the main office of the police developed considerations for the deployment of mobile units. These should follow the advance of the German army and provide fire protection in the occupied areas. The fire police regiments should follow the advance of the German army and bear in main responsibility of fire protection and civil protection in the occupied territories. Each regiment consisted of about 1,000 firefighters. According to a decree of December of 1941, the officers and NCOs had to carry a personal weapon. But due to the permanent shortage of weapons in the army, these were usually older German models from the First World War or looted weapons. The regiments were primarily used to protect ports, oil fields, and other facilities of military importance in the areas occupied by the German army. According to some sources, these regiments were also used for special police tasks, such as fighting partisans in the Soviet Union. In 1943, the regimental organization was abolished. The battalions were reclassified into 10 independent fire protection police battalions. And now let's see the civil defense in Germany. In April of 1942, the Luftschutzpolizei, or the Air Raid Protection Police, was created, which became the local civil defense organization in Germany. It was transferred from the aegis of the Air Force to the police. The transfer took place as part of the reorganization of the German civil defense caused by the heavy casualties suffered from Allied bombings of civilian targets. The LSP was under the direct leadership of the local police commander, who exercised tactical command during air raid protection operations. The LSP was organized into battalions, companies, platoons, and squads. The personnel was made up of men over conscription age, drafted into full-time civil defense service. According to different sources, the average age was 45 plus. In reality, the manpower needs of the army, the industry, and the economy had priority over the LSP. As a result, only 70% of the organization could be filled. Many of the men were of questionable physical stamina. With the advancement of the war and the drastic increase in personnel requirements of the army, it became increasingly difficult to provide sufficient force for the tasks of fire and air protection. Even the taboos that had been in force until then had to be changed in order to somehow keep the apparatus running. So, from 1944 onwards, the shortage of personnel became so serious that POWs from the Soviet Union, as well as women as fire service assistants, were obliged to do the firefighting service in Germany until the end of the war.